Hi, it's Jane here from craftwithjayne.co.uk, and today I'm bringing you this really sweet little Tealight gift box, and it is actually a no glue box. So if I open it up for you, you will see that it opens up like this to fit the three, and you just put the tabs in and you just fold it over and you just gently put that tab just back in and it holds itself really quite nicely. It's a lovely little gift box, and it's really helpful to have the no glue because it's quite easy to put together and you can store them very easily flat. So for this I've used the paper from the Lovely and Linen, and I've used the sentiment from the Lovely and Lasting here, and I've used the double oval punch just here to punch out the sentiment. So I'll show you the paper. So this is the paper here, Lovely in Linen, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I've used it enough, so hence I'm using it on a few projects coming up. And this is in the annual catalogue, and you can see there's some amazing patterns. I'll get this out actually. There you go, I'll show you a bit better. So you've got some of these fabulous sort of very 60s inspired, 60s, 70s maybe, sorry, inspired patterns, lots of geometric, and it just looks so gorgeous. And because the patterns are non-directional, you can use them for so many projects. It's really handy, a beautiful, beautiful paper pad. So this is some Night of Navy cardstock, which is what I'm going to do my box out of, and it is 7 7/8 on the long side and 5 1/2 on the short side. If you would like my metric measurements, as usual, please follow the links to my blog. You will find both the imperial and metric, so you will have inches and centimetres. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to score it at 1 inch, then 1 5/8 of an inch, then 6 1/4, and 6 7/8. I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to score it at 1 5/8, 2 1/4, 3 7/8, and 4 1/2. Okay, so next I'm going to do some cutting, and then there's a tiny little bit extra scoring, so I'm going to keep my tool out for that. So I'll get my paper snips in. So this is going to be the front of the box. So I'm going to cut down this first outer square. I'm going to cut it down 2, and then I'm going to remove this like that. And I'm just going to do exactly the same on the other side. Just like this. Just like that. There you go. And then I'm going to cut down this one. I'm going to cut down here. So I'm literally just doing exactly the same, a slightly shorter tab on this side. And then I'm going to come back in and do a tiny bit more cutting. So with this template here, I just need to get rid of this here. So I'm going to cut down just here and then cut this away like this. And like this. There we go. So this is the template I'm working with, and now I'm going to do some scoring just on these little cool squares just here. So I'm going to be scoring from the inner point just here where the score lines meet to the outer piece, just like this. So just from that inner piece to the outer piece here, and I'm going to do that on all of the 4 squares. And this is going to help with folding the box. There we go. And then this is a bit trickier to see. And then this one just here. And then I'm going to burnish. And we've got a tiny little bit of cutting to do then. So that's there. Oops, sorry about that. I'll get my bone folder out and we'll start burnishing. This is such a clever little design. very handy for this little box. Put these little tea lights in as a lovely gift. Okay, so I do need to round some corners. Now Stampin' Up don't have a corner rounder anymore. However, I've still got the old one, and you can pick corner rounders up quite easily. So just bear that in mind. So I'm going to round this corner here. I'm going to do exactly the same on the opposite side. Just make sure it's in. There we go. So we've got two rounded corners here, and I'm also going to round the two corners on the tabs that go inside the box here. Just makes it look a little bit nicer, I think. So I'll just pop that in. Lovely. Do that side next. And then I'm going to fold this over and do the opposite side as well. There we go. So all of the corners are rounded, and this is your completed template. So I know these have got to fold in, so I'm going to just manually fold them like this, and then I'm going to burnish the insides like that. It's pretty important that you burnish these in, because these are basically the mechanism for the fold in the box. So just make sure it's nice and tight in there, and burnish, oops, and burnish down like that. There we go. So you've got your two folds just there, and then you can just practice by doing that, and then you know you've got your nice neat box just like that. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on this side just here. I'm going to gently fold them in like that, and then I'm going to burnish. So when it's folded in, just show you, just there, I'm just burnishing. And I will repeat that process on here. There we go, and then just burnish that in. Okay. Right, so now I need to have a thumb knot. So I'm going to use a circle punch. I'm just going to work out roughly where my halfway point is. I think that's about my halfway point just here. Oops. I'll just mark it, I think, just so I know where I'll just put a little pick mark just there. I'm going to use a circle punch, and I'm literally going to do the tiniest of circles just here, because it will come out both sides just like that, and I'm going to press down, and then that gives me just that little hole there, but when it tucks in, it will be something that I can grip onto to open it up correctly. Okay, so lastly, I need to put my DSP on. Now, I always put this on here, and that's the bottom of the box, so just be careful that you're putting it on here, and it's going to be facing this way. So if you have directional paper, it would be advisable to stick it on when it's facing you this way, or you can try and stick it on when it's closed. So this is the piece of DSP that I'm planning on using, and I'm going to stick it on, but I'm not going to finish the decorating on the box until I've made my box up. So I'm just going to use some of my multi-purpose liquid glue, just like this. There we go. Put my lid back on, and then I'm going to turn it over and pop this into place. Now this designer series paper measures 1.5 by 4.5, and it just gives me a little bit of a edge to the project. So if I show you, it just sort of a little edge, a little bit of the cardboard edge around the outside. There we go. So I'm going to press that down, and then I'm going to make my cute box up. So I'll put my tea lights in here. So this is made purposely to fit 3 regular size tea lights, and then I'm going to put this like that, bend my front over, and then the piece de resistance is sometimes you do need to trim the size of this, but I'm going to have a go to start with, and I'm just going to gently ease this in. See if that fits. There we go. Look at that. Lovely snug fit. Very happy with that. So I'll show you on the other box as well, just to show you here. So I'm putting those in there, and basically these 2 bits here are where you're going to put your flap for your lid just in here. So I'm going to bend that over. I'll try and do it on camera so you can see a bit easier. And then I'm just literally poking that in to those two folds, and it holds it into place. So yeah, happy with that. It looks really cute. So I'm just going to pop my decoration on, and as I showed you earlier, I have the happy birthday, and I've used a double oval punch for this, and the happy birthday is off the Lovely and Lasting stamp set, which matches the designer series paper, Lovely and Linen. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'll pop a few of these on. I'm not sure how many I need actually. Probably going to do 4 because I don't want my project to sag at all. I'll just take the backs off these. I do love this project, and it's so handy to have this. You could have a few of these made up without phrases. I'll make a few of these tabs. Do I do it on the same side? Yeah, probably. And you could have like happy birthdays, thank yous, things like that on them, and then you could literally stick your tag on when you're going to gift it. Very, very handy. Okay, so I'm going to use some of the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels on here. Love, love, love these. So if I use these, so you can see here that I put them in the middle of these bits of pattern here, but I'm not going to do the same because there's loads here. So I'll just put a few random speckled ones everywhere, I think. So I'll use a large, which I'll probably pop here, and I'll use one of the mediums, which maybe I might put, if I put those two there, I might put this one up here. There we go. Maybe there. Yeah, I'll pop that one there, and then I'll pop a little one very close to the original, like that maybe. There you go. So you've got those two there and that one there. That's quite sweet, isn't it? Now you definitely can put ones at the centre of all of these if you wanted to, but I think I would overuse them a little bit if I was doing that. But yeah, something you could do is kind of what I did there. Okay, so these are my super cute little no glue Tealight gift boxes, and I just love the look of them. I hope you do as well. If you would like to purchase any of the products you've used here and you live within the countries that Stampin' Up sell in Europe, I can become your demonstrator if you don't already have one. So do consider purchasing with me. I would be absolutely delighted. I do always send out thank you packs to the people that purchase with me. And if you use my host code, you get an extra gift as well. And you find my host code, my current host code is always on my website, so do follow the links below if you're interested. Okay, so I'm going to say bye for now, guys, and happy crafting.